Welcome to the Miracles in Wellness podcast. My name is Clarissa Booker, and I'm a holistic coach and beauty expert. I'm here to empower and motivate you to improve your health and lose weight by adding more whole plant foods into your lifestyle. In addition, kick stress to the curb. So be open to receive, because I believe that miracles are for everyone. Hello, my friend. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So there's this question that comes up. You might have asked it yourself as well. How long will it take for me to lose a certain amount of weight? Whether that's 20 pounds, 30 pounds, or even sometimes 10 pounds, right? But is that really the right question that we should be asking? Do we really want to know how long it's going to take? You might be like, well, yeah, I want to know. But it's like if you're putting on the emphasis on a number, a time slot, like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, is that going to hinder your results, or is it going to be sustainable enough? So if you push and push and push whatever you're doing, it has to be a way that you can maintain it, right? When you think about it. And then a lot of times, maybe these unhealthy eating habits and excessive weight could be the symptom of something else that's going on in your life, right? Because the way you do one thing is the way you do many. So your plate could be the equivalent to your life, so to speak, right? How you're living, it could show up in different ways. So we can look at the bigger picture. So take a step back from the scale. As I always recommend, the scale is not your friend for so many reasons, right? And this is look at the bigger picture about what's going on. Sure, you can lose a lot of weight in the first week, for example, some water weight, then 1 or 2 pounds a week. Healthy weight loss, right? But let's just not even focus on that. Let's look at what else is going on. You feel super busy and stressed out. You're running your kids. You're cooking, you're just doing all of these things, and you just feel tired all the time, right? You're like, there's not enough hours in the day, just all the things, right? And there's just all these commitments because you want to say yes to everybody because you're such a caring person, right? And, you know, at the end of the day, a lot of times people celebrate being busy, which ultimately can lead you to a lot of stress and anxiety down the line, can't it? Right? But you just keep doing it and putting more and more on your plate in your life, right? And this can show up also in other areas of your life as well when you think about it. Busy life, keep adding things on. You don't have time to sit down and enjoy everything sometimes. Making yourself pause like that, like you should. Sometimes you just feel like, well, I don't have the time for that right now. I got these deadlines and all of these things coming up. Sometimes it's best for you to do that and to give that to yourself, because you have to show up for yourself, right? Even think about with our phones. I mean, everything is there at our fingertips. Do you sit there and have no phone time and no electronics? We just sit there and have it all put aside just to clear your mind. I mean, it can be addictive, right? It's just right there. It's at the palm of your hand, and then you just open it and it's a distraction, right? So the last thing on your mind might be about healthy eating. It just gets lost in all of everything that you got going on, you know? And so, and you're like stressed out and you like feel frazzled and just like what is happening? You feel like you're just having a hot mess moment, because unless you have a chef, you do have to put in the time and the effort to eat in a more healthy manner, right? To eat more whole food, plant-based, right? For your health, which should be priority. But we know that sometimes we take care of everybody else and don't take care of ourselves. And sis, you know we have to take care of ourselves, right? You have to make yourself a priority. So you will have to sit there and make your shopping list, hit the store, have, your shopping time, plan everything out, right? Just have an idea, just have, a couple of recipes up that you want to go get, and just take that time, take a couple days and just situate everything and cook ahead of time, right? It's just making that space, right? For your well-being. That's super important for you. So you're basically going to have to check yourself. You're just going to have to do that. Sit down with yourself on a piece of paper. Give yourself a couple of minutes by yourself, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and be like, what do I need to change, right? Just being honest with yourself. Is there something I need to rearrange? What's obvious that I know I don't need to do, right? Am I scrolling on social for an hour? Am I just doing some random TV time? I mean, it's cool to relax. We all need that. but also try to factor in what you need to do for your well-being. Even if it's give yourself that 15 minutes, right? And then schedule that out. Be like, I'm going to do this at this time and that at that time, and boom, I'm going to have it ready, right? Because see, if you feel like work is really busy and stressed out, which you might do, you're not going to sit down and make the time to eat a nutritious meal, something that's really nutrient dense, right? You're not going to plan it out. You're going to be like, no, I'm just going to offer this thing that's fast, right? That fast food. What's quick and easy? What's going to get it done for the moment? And you're not putting yourself at the top of the list. And then you're not going to also get out there and move your body because it's not going to priority. You're going to be like, God, get this done, right? But the more you take care of yourself, the more productive you're going to be. So whichever side you're on, it's going to affect the rest of you. Whatever way you're doing one thing is the way it's going to do the rest. Just like if you have excess weight that you're trying to lose, you might have increased back pain, your joints might hurt. And then you notice when you build more strength training. I love strength training, right? So don't just do cardio. Always make sure you're doing some strength training in there, right? So if you're not used to working out at all or moving your body in any capacity, yes, it's good to get out there and start walking. Walking is actually wonderful, yes. But whenever you can, just get some weights and then get that sleek muscle. Yes, muscle is sexy, and just get out there and make it happen, right? And you'll notice the more you move your body, right? And the more the weight starts coming off of you in a healthful way. You notice that a lot of the ailments are going to start improving. I mean, it's just wonderful, right? But look, as I was saying earlier, how it can be a symptom of something else. So, for example, I was working with somebody and she just gained weight over time. About 7 months or so. But she knew why. So sometimes not like you don't know why. She shared that somebody in her family had passed away, and she had this ritual with them where they would go out and have like dessert. And to remember him, that's what she did. But at the same time, it was also impacting her health. So we had to sit down and just figure out another way to keep that memory alive. Because this eating desserts that she was doing was giving her comfort and made her feel a connection, right? It makes sense when you think about it. But we wanted to cherish that memory in a different way. So as it turned out, he loved riding a bike, as in a bicycle, right? And so she decided it would be wonderful for her to do. So what she started doing was incorporating bike riding into her routine. And it was absolutely wonderful because it's physical movement, and then it still made her think about him, right? And then instead of eating ice cream, we worked on her making her own ice cream. We'll just call it like nice cream, right? And very simple, just 2 ingredients. So she had whatever frozen fruit she wanted to have with some unsweetened almond milk. And so that was a double whammy when you think about it. It was like a win-win. I think that's the term, right? Win-win. So she was moving her body with her bike. And then she was also, instead of eating the ice cream, we found a more healthier version of it that she could make at herself at the drop of a dime, right? And then she only had a small bowl once in a blue moon. And then moving her body, paying attention to what you are consuming, working on yourself, being in community. So even with bike riding, for example, as we were talking about with her, you could find a community, get in a group, and that also would help with your stress levels, just getting out there and moving, right? Finding do you have a spiritual practice, right? Just a lot of different things. It's never just about the number on the scale, of course, but it's not just what am I eating and movement. Sometimes people just focus on one or the other. But it's just so much more than that because we are human beings. We are so complex, right? So if you just work out and you don't pay attention to your nutrition, it's not going to get you anywhere. You're going to be running in a little circle and it's not going to get you anywhere. And if you eat well, but you're like super stressed out, that's not going to work either. So there's just so many layers to it. So how long is it going to take me to lose 30 pounds? That's going to be different for everyone. But instead of focusing on the exact number as in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's fun for a challenge just to get you motivated to get going. Yeah, but don't become obsessed with it. Just use it as a starting point to get started. Like if you fall off for a minute, be like, ooh, this looks fun. jump in. It's going to be fun. It's going to get you going. But let's focus on all the different factors going on. Why am I eating in this manner? Or what's happening inside? Focusing on our physical health, our mental health, our stress management, moving our body, adding more whole foods onto our plate, right? Our spiritual practice, just being more aware of things going on in our life. There's just so many more components. And ultimately, when you are working out, muscle will weigh more. So you don't want to get caught up in those numbers, okay? It can start messing with your head. You'll just notice the sleekness. You'll notice how your clothes fit. You'll be like, ooh, I look good, okay? Yes, own it, appreciate it. And if you need to, always feel free to talk to somebody, whether it's a family member, a coach, a therapist. Don't ever feel like you're doing anything alone, because you are not alone. You are not alone. And above all, talk to yourself with compassion and give yourself grace. And please feel free to leave a written review. Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for coming by. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite platform, and also don't forget to leave a written review, as well as share this episode. That's how we spread the message.